BECS, which is a collecting society for actors. And we hear about hundreds of millions of pounds, but actually the reason why the unions were supportive of the debate around the Creative Coalition campaign is the 14 million jobs in Europe that are involved in the creative industries. Those jobs are jobs which are really broad-based. They cover an enormous number of areas and an enormous number of different industries. But they are jobs, and they do rely on the ability for the companies that employ and engage those people to actually earn the money to pay the people who are working for them. And that is sometimes forgotten. There is the statistics in the Terror report that was published earlier this year that actually picks up the 6.5% of workers who are actually involved in the creative industries in Europe. It picks up on what Jeff was saying earlier about the significance of the creative industries as a force within our European economies. If we don't make this system work, and we don't educate consumers to actually engage with what these people are working for and promote that around the world, we will become a lesser and lesser force going forward, and we will have less and less jobs. I think it also has to be reduced down to the case of the individual, because if somebody as an individual creator makes 12 things during a year and sells one a month to live on, and somebody nicks 4 of them and doesn't pay for them, you don't have any money for 4 months of the year. It's as simple as that. So we have to try and create a system which allows this work to be recognised. And okay, it is a proportional issue. It needs to be dealt with in a proportional way. But underneath the principles behind the Act was surely this principle of educating consumers and encouraging consumers to understand that there are legitimate alternatives and move towards the legitimate services that are being launched. People say that this is a threat to old business models. Surely it's a bigger threat to new business models, because if people aren't going to be paid or given any incentive to invest in new business models, are you actually going to get the process moving forward for the benefit of society as a whole? And I think sometimes people forget, they say, oh, where are all these new business models? But if you look at e-books, you look at e-book readers, you look at the new streaming services, you look at the catch-up television services, all the things that people are beginning to take for granted. I agree that there are certain people who are excluded from this and need greater access, but a lot of people are taking for granted that these services are now available. Where did they come from? They came from investment, and they came from people working in these industries to create these opportunities. So I think each of the new models will only be successful if the users and potential users accept the terms and conditions on which these legitimate services are being offered. Ignoring those terms and uses removes the right for investors and creators and those working within them to secure any reward for their labour. The concern that drove members of the Creative Coalition campaign to come together and support the educative initiatives that lie behind the notification system in the Act is absolutely crucial. It's a concern that remains today. Unauthorised online use continues to grow and is actually affecting more types of service and more types of copyright work as we go along. Unauthorised scraping of magazine content and other published works is becoming a popular theme at the moment. That's a new sector that's being affected, and is one that will soon be clamouring to say we need a solution to encourage people to use the right services, the authorised services. The scale of the problem facing the creative economy justifies us moving forward with implementation of these enabling provisions in the Act. The debate should surely be about enabling investment in new online services, enabling support for growth in new jobs, encouraging the creators within the nations of the UK to develop new work for delivery in new and innovative ways. For this, the creative community needs users to use legitimate services. For this, consumers need to be told when they have used work without authorisation. They need to be encouraged to take action and to support authorised use of work. It's to be hoped that the conclusion from today's debate will acknowledge the importance of this. I think the Digital Economy Act is there to support it. Thank you.